Today we're diving into the often overlooked genre of on-rail shooters, where players are taken on exhilarating, guided adventures through intense combat and challenging levels. From cult classics to hidden gems, to a couple modern examples, we're going to delve into a selection of 10 cooperative on-rail shooters. Knife Edge Nose Gunner, Kemco's second game for the N64, is an on-rail shooter that lacks the excitement of a light gun shooter. In this first-person game, up to 4 players control targets on the screen to shoot down enemy fighters and defense installations. The game features different modes, including practice, story, team, and battle. However, the automatic movement through environments feels jerky and lacks immersion. The graphics suffer from blurry, low-resolution environments with limited detail and excessive red fog. The sound effects and music are kind of average, failing to create an engaging audio experience. Despite the added features and multiplayer capabilities, Knife Edge falls short as a game. The linear structure and lack of control result in a monotonous experience, lacking variation and strategy. Although that's kind of what an on-rail shooter is, usually there's more visually appealing things and variety in enemies to keep it interesting. If you're a fan of on-rail shooters, you might consider emulating this one, but overall, Knife Edge fails to impress and pales in comparison to other titles in the genre. Although Bad Company for the Amiga 500 may have its flaws, there are some redeeming qualities to be found in this game. It looks and plays kinda like a Space Harrier, but you're on the ground the whole time. The game keeps you engaged from start to finish. While the level designs may not stand out and can feel randomly arranged, the constant action and challenging stages make for an adrenaline-fueled adventure. The inclusion of a semi-boss fight against Mum-Ra in the middle of the game adds a unique twist, even if the lack of a proper final boss in the last level feels a bit unusual. Despite these minor setbacks, the game does offer enjoyable moments and the inclusion of a 2-player mode, which obviously enhances the overall experience. While it may not be a flawless masterpiece, Bad Company still manages to deliver some fun and excitement for fans of the on-rail shooter genre. Burning Soldier is an on-rail space shooter for the 3DO that showcases the console's video streaming capabilities. Set in a dystopian future where Earth is under attack by the Kaiserschen race, the game offers 18 stages of fast-paced action. Visually, the graphics are kind of a mixed bag, with decent sprites but lackluster enemy animations. The soundtrack features a variety of 90s style music, although some tracks feel out of place. The game includes voiceovers that suffer from poor delivery and a lack of emotion. Gameplay-wise, Burning Soldier follows the on-rail shooter formula, with stages playing out until completion or failure. The lack of smooth aiming controls and frustrating aiming reticule detract from the experience. While the game offers co-op play and a 4-player mode, its brevity and lack of replayability limit its appeal. Overall, Burning Soldier is kind of a mediocre entry in the genre, but it's again suitable for mainly hardcore fans. StarHawk is an action-packed space shooter that supports both single-player and 2-player simultaneous gameplay on the Vectrex. This game came out in 1982. Your objective is to defend your planet by destroying incoming alien craft, such as bombers, starships, missiles, rockets, and command ships. Shooting down command ships grants temporary bonuses, increasing your firepower and points. Each game lasts for 60 seconds, but scoring 10,000 points grants an additional 20 seconds. The game offers 2 control options, one with sensitive joystick movement and another with quick snaps using the analog capabilities of the controller. The gameplay is fast-paced, with swarms of enemy craft constantly approaching. Unfortunately, the lack of damage to your ship diminishes the tension, and the fixed position of the command ship reduces the challenges. The game's main drawback is the unreliable hit detection, often failing to register successful shots, leading to frustration and hindering point accumulation and time extension. On a positive note, StarHawk boasts impressive sound effects and graphics, including a captivating pseudo 3D effect and visually appealing planet scrolling. This was especially impressive for home console in 1982. Despite its potential as an enjoyable space shooter, the flawed controls significantly hamper the overall experience, making it difficult to maintain accuracy and resulting in frustration rather than high scores. Gamera 2000 was a Japanese exclusive to come out on the PlayStation 1. One might initially dismiss the game due to its license and its PlayStation platform, expecting it to be of low quality. However, to my surprise, I found this import-only gem, which not only turned out to be a good game, but came dangerously close to being a great one. The gameplay, reminiscent of Panzer Dragoon, revolves around controlling a jet and shifting viewpoints to target enemies. What sets it apart is the inclusion of Gamera as a supportive wingman, launching fireballs at locked targets. The game offers a wealth of entertainment beyond the action, with an engaging storyline, English cinematics, and hilariously over-the-top live-action scenes. The missions are varied, including an exciting hoverbike chase and intense boss battles. The difficulty is well-balanced, and of course there's even a cooperative mode for 2 players, where one player controls the attacks of Gamera. With decent music and an overall enjoyable experience, this overlooked gem is worth seeking out and highly recommended, especially for fun evenings with friends. Soulstar, a Sega CD game, stands out among its counterparts as one of the few titles that truly takes advantage of the hardware. It offers a behind-the-ship 3D space shooter experience with convincing 3-dimensional effects. The game features various playstyles, including on-rails shooting and open areas where you can move freely in 3D space. However, the all-range modes of play, such as controlling a futuristic helicopter or land-based mecha, feel kind of awkward and repetitive. While Soulstar lacks gameplay diversity and interesting enemy design, its pixelated graphics and vibrant, detailed backgrounds showcase the Sega CD's capabilities. The soundtrack, utilizing Red Book audio, enhances the sci-fi atmosphere, although the sound effects fall short. Despite its flaws, Soulstar is another hidden gem with enjoyable elements that make it worth playing, and of course with the addition of 2-player, ends up being one of the best co-op games on Sega CD. Nintendo fans eagerly await news of a Star Fox game on the Switch, but in the meantime, modder Kondu Wantu has been hard at work on the Star Fox Exploration Showcase mod for the original 16-bit SNES game. This ambitious mod not only adapts the original game, but also introduces new levels, ships, weapons, and a fully functional multiplayer mode. Kondu Wantu's initial plan was to incorporate Star Fox 2's all-range mode and some camera mechanics, but the project quickly expanded to include a wide range of new features. The mod includes a second map, 3 new courses, a secret level, new backgrounds, enemies, bosses, and a whole lot more. It also offers a comprehensive pre-game mod menu, 2-player mode, new ships and weapons, and a new Game Plus feature. Kondu Wantu has assembled a team of modders to contribute to the project. This truly provides a fresh and exciting experience for the Star Fox fans. Having the addition of co-op play in a Star Fox game is so cool to see. Planet Harriers is a rail shooter arcade game developed by Musement Vision and published by Sega in the year 2000. It stands out from other Space Harrier games with its 3D presentation, selectable characters, and lock-on targeting mechanics. The game showcased impressive graphical capabilities, including advanced shading and particle effects, making it a crowd pleaser and a hit in Japanese arcades. Players can engage in simultaneous 2-player games using a twin-seated cabinet. As you can see, I was only able to capture footage of single player because, well, I don't have access to the twin cabinet arcade thing in person. But take my word for it, you could play it co-op. And the gameplay involves flying and shooting enemies with an into-the-screen perspective. This is something I've never seen before. It's an arcade exclusive, but if you can find it in the wild, definitely give it a shot. But most likely you're going to want to just emulate it, like I did. Twin Cores is a brand new on-rail shooter. It's an exclusive co-op game. In this game, players take control of their own ship, working in perfect harmony to decimate waves of enemies with precision and skill, narrowly evading bullets and obstacles in heart-pounding maneuvers. But that's not all. Witness the awe-inspiring power of the Twin Cores as they merge to form a super-powered mega drone. In fusion mode, players will share control, with one pilot guiding the drone's flight, while the other unleashes devastating firepower from its cannons. Although this game is a short one-level demo, its exhilarating gameplay and perfect blend of arcade nostalgia and modern cooperative shooting mechanics leave players craving for more, with hopes for a full game release in the future. Seize the opportunity to defend the terraforming station against relentless hordes of enemies, triumph over adversity, and compete for the top spot on the leaderboard. Did I mention that this game is completely free on Steam right now, so there's just no excuse not to try it. After being stuck on the N64 in Japan, years later, Sin and Punishment finally made its way to the Wii's Virtual Console, and that's where most people, I think, found this game. The popularity of playing this on the Virtual Console led to the sequel, so that's what we're talking about today, is Sin and Punishment: Star Successor on the Nintendo Wii. The game offers thrilling gameplay with linear levels and intense combat against enemies. It features a twin-stick control scheme, allowing players to move their character while aiming and dodging projectiles. The game also incorporates melee attacks and deflection tactics for defense and score bonuses. Even though the two-player mode is a little bit limited, it's still totally worth trying with a friend. The game boasts impressive graphics, steady frame rates, and epic boss fights. While it has minor flaws such as voice acting and character design, Sin and Punishment: Star Successor remains one of the Wii's best action titles and deserves recognition. Not only that, it might be one of the best on-rail shooter of all time, so that's why we're putting it at number 1. What are some other co-op on-rail shooter games? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch our co-op puzzle game video. Thank you for watching.